happening, YouTube? Back again for probably the most special video I've done, at least in the last year, maybe more. But I wanted to first and foremost thank each and every one of you guys out there that have been tuning in, watching the content, subscribing, liking, commenting, and just kind of joining in on the fun. I really appreciate you guys. We have finally broken through 1,000 subscribers, and as I mentioned in my community post, because of that, I wanted to celebrate by giving something away. So what are we giving away? Check it out. All right, we've got a Crossfire Red Dot from Vortex. And this puppy is brand spanking new. It's got both the low mount and high mount. It's got your tools and all the necessary equipment that you need. And it's a very, very solid red dot. Usually go for about 150 bucks or so. So it should be a nice little giveaway. And all you have to do in order to win this thing is simply be sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Be sure to watch this video, like and comment on this video, and be sure to hit the notification bell. All right, I'm gonna stop messing around with that. All right, so again, all you gotta do is, one, make sure you watch the video, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you comment on this video, and make sure you hit the notification bell. To do that will probably take you about 5 minutes, tops. Okay, and we're going to be picking a winner come Christmas Eve, and hopefully I'll have it shipped out right after we get through the holiday break. So good luck, and I want to see as many people as possible get in on those comments, and let's see what kind of subscriber hike we can get. I have faith in you guys, so let's get her done. This video is going to be about what weapons are best for a shit hits the fan scenario. Okay, and this is the third one that I'm doing. So it's a popular theme here, and it's a fun thing to kind of, well, it's not a fun thing to think about. It's a horrific thing to think about, but it is something that it's fun to debate about because there's so many different opinions out there, including myself. This is why there are 3 of these videos at this point, and all 3, I've been pretty consistent, and you'll see that after this one, but the guns have changed a little bit. The concept has not. So let's get into that. So how do you pick the guns that you would like have to run out of the house with, right? So first of all, it always comes down to your particular environment, okay? So depending on where you live and how populated that area is, how tight that area is, what the visibility of that area is, what the sight lines of that area is, like you got to take all that kind of stuff into consideration, obviously, which makes it a little bit more difficult or more simple, depending on how you look at it, to make your decisions. So I'm not going to say that we have to pick one. Okay, I'll say that, I mean, because in all honesty, if you're going to have, you know, something that you can holster on you or throw in a backpack, and you have one that you have to carry around, you can have more than one gun. Is it ideal to have several guns with you? No, definitely not. But, you know, a couple's definitely doable. This is what I tell all my buddies that come to me for the first time buying a gun. They're like, what should I buy? And I always tell them, like, if you don't have a pistol, right, get a pistol. It's probably the first gun you should ever buy. Simply because you don't have to put a lot of thought into buying a pistol. You don't have to go buying a big safe in order to have a pistol secured. All you got to do is buy like a little lockbox or something. It's not something that's going to take up space, obviously. So, you know, buy a pistol. Make sure that you can shoot well with it. Practice as much as you possibly can with your pistol. Make sure it's a caliber that, you know, it's not going to beat you up too much when you go buy rounds for it. And make sure it's a round that you can shoot well. And it really doesn't matter if it's a big caliber or a small caliber. Really, What matters most is the fact that you can shoot it well. You could shoot it flat, you can shoot it accurately, you could shoot it without hesitating, and that's the most important factor of buying any handgun, right? So right here, got the FN 509 Tactical, which you saw in the last video, but we've outfitted it with a Apex tactical trigger. Just wanted to see what the fuss was all about. So far, I'm liking it. It's very nice. I like the look of it more than anything. I don't think the functionality is light years ahead of where it was before, but I definitely like the look of it better. So we're going to keep that on there. Got the Glock 30 over here. It's just one of the most fail-proof, like freaking just badass guns on the planet. And it's got a capacity of 10 45 ACP rounds, and it's freaking that small. It's compact and it's very concealable. So pistol is usually the first recommendation that I make to my buddies. Then they come back to me. They're like, okay, I love my pistol. What should I get next? All right. Then I tell them, what is it going to be for? Because you got your pistol for home defense. Is this still going to be a home defense type of gun, or is this going to be something that you're going to have some fun with at the range, or what? They're like, most of the time, they're like, no, I just want another, option at home defense. Okay, buy a shotgun, okay? Everybody's got to have a shotgun. So here's the Benelli M4, one of the most well-regarded shotguns on the planet, semi-auto. This thing is reliable as freaking as all hell. It's like a freaking nail driver. And this thing is freaking, it's badass. It's it's what the military uses right now. It's just an iconic type of shotgun, right? Do you need something that you're gonna go spend like 4 G's on? Absolutely not. Shotguns, one of the nice things about shotguns is that they are probably one of the cheapest firearms you could ever buy, and they're all, no matter what you buy, if you go buy a Mossberg Shockwave for $350, if you go buy, Remington 8.7, if you go buy, a 590 Mossberg, whatever you buy, okay, you're going to get something that is proven. There's not a whole heck of a lot that is complicated with shotguns, which makes them usually pretty damn reliable. Now, semi-auto is typically where it gets a little bit touchy. But if you're going to get like a pump action, whatever shotgun, chances are that thing's going to work every single time. So a shotgun's always great to have. Okay. It's great to have because when something goes bump in the night, or if shit hits the fan, and you're not really able or capable of thinking too much, it's just point and shoot. And typically, you don't have to be that accurate to, take a good chunk out of your target. So, shotgun is a must-have for those types of situations. It's a very, very, it's just, one of those things that gives you peace of mind. Because with a pistol, it's very easy to miss. With a pistol, you have to have a lot more practice. With a shotgun, I would argue that even if you don't have a crazy amount of practice, you can still be more than potent with a shotgun. And so they get their pistol, they get their shotgun. Now, like, what am I getting next? Am I getting a sub gun? I really like the sub guns. They're looking badass. I love the size of them. They're really small and you can throw them in a backpack. And I say, do you have a rifle yet? They're like, no, I don't. And I say, no, fuck the pistol. Forget the PCC right now and go get yourself a rifle. Why? Because this is what kind of completes your short, medium, and long distance right here, okay? So your rifle is going to be, what you're going to use if you need to shoot something at longer distances and make more of an impact at those distances. So if you're not within close quarter combat situations, any one of these guns is probably not going to do you so well, but the rifle will. And it's easy to shoot and it's easy to be accurate with. Obviously, depending on what type of rifle you buy and whatnot, there's obviously different strokes for different folks. But, you go buy yourself some sort of a 5.56, 223 rifle. You buy yourself maybe an AR. You build yourself maybe an AR. You get yourself a non-AR 5.56, 223, whatever it is. You can move up with a 7.62 caliber. You can get yourself a 308. You can get yourself, there's a million different types of rifles that you can buy, obviously. But typically people that don't want to think too much when they're, in a battle, right? They want something that's semi-auto. You don't have to have a lot of manual function with. Something reliable, something with very good ergonomics, very easy controls that are very elaborate. And so I usually suggest either an AR, or I suggest, if that person is willing to spend a little bit, to get something that's a non-AR type, but that's more modern, like these B&Ts. So, once you have your rifle, your shotgun, your pistol, that's when you can start fucking around with other stuff, okay? Now, that's not to say that that's the situation for everybody. If you live in some sort of huge building complex and it makes sense for you to have a PCC before you have any of these other guns, hey, totally understandable. And that's why I say that for me, in my living conditions, I've been pretty consistent with having a short, medium, and long distance type of gun for each scenario. But, that might not be the case for everybody. You might have different needs depending on your living conditions. So again, if I were to pick my 3 guns out of this collection for shit hits the fan, it would be my pistol, the FN 509 Tactical. Reasons why I would take that over the Glock 30, even though the Glock 30 is badass and it's a lot of firepower in a very small package, is because in a shit hits the fan scenario, again, where tensions are high, and every mistake you make could cost your life, you want as much capacity and you want as many advantages as possible. And with this, you get an RMR that's on here. So you got a red dot that you don't have to think. You just pick this thing up, point and shoot. It's a striker fired gun. You're not going to get a hammer caught on anything. You got 24 plus 1 in the chamber of 9mm. You got a weapon light on there. You've got all these things that you've got mounted on. You can actually throw more shit on it if you needed to. You holster that thing and you run out of the house, and you've got just about as good of an advantage over another person with a pistol as you could possibly get. Okay, so that would be my pistol. My shotgun, obviously, the only one that I've got here, the Benelli M4 Semi-auto. You can be very fast with this thing. You've got plenty of rail space to go ahead and throw whatever other accessories you wanted to get, like a laser or something like that, with this B&T quad rail that's on here. I got a nice side saddle that gives me another full 8 rounds of capacity. So again, 7 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. It's got a collapsible stock, so if you need to get it nice and short, if you're wearing armor or something like that, you can collapse it all the way. It's just a badass shotgun, and it's fucking flawless. Like, the thing just functions, it runs. So this thing is, to put some big holes into whatever problem you've got. All right, and then rifle. So I got a lot to choose from here, but the rifle that I particularly like the most for the situation is this B&T APC 223. The reason why is because I don't have any real sight lines around me that are going to force me to shoot over, let's say, 100 to 150 yards. But I do have stuff out in the open that could be up to 50 to 100 yards. So this thing at 8.9 inches is perfectly suitable. It's easy to use in situations where, if you're in close quarter combat or whatever. That's a very nice compact rifle right there, especially when that brace right there is collapsed all the way. It's a nice small profile, and this thing runs like a fucking champ, and it's got some of the best ergonomics out there and some of the smoothest cycling out there of any type of non-AR platform 5.56 223 package. So this thing, I love it to death. It is, oh man, it's just what I would trust my life to. Where does that leave these two guys right here? Well, I'll tell you right now, these are my favorite 2 rifles, okay? And not because of any practical reason, but just because they're just gorgeous, and I love staring at them. I love how finely tuned each one of them is. I love the craftsmanship. I just love everything about them. These are more like the showpieces that you like to, you know, talk about when you have guests over that want to see your collection. These are the ones that you talk most about. These are the ones that do the work. These are the ones that you just want to talk about. And that leaves us with this B&T APC 9K Pro. And this is a fake suppressor on here. It's just such a short weapon that I didn't really feel very, very comfortable with my hand just being kind of right there next to the barrel. So I wanted to put something on there. I might just remove it and put the tri-lug adapter that gives it a little bit more length. But, you know, for now, I think it kind of looks pretty badass with that fake can on there. So anywho, this thing is stupidly accurate. Like, if I had to grab my guns and get the hell out of here, and my wife is like, what should I take? What am I grabbing? I'm giving her this immediately, because I know for a fact that it's going to be super easy for her to shoot. It's going to be extremely stupidly accurate, and it's going to be lightweight. So it is a perfect, like, if you can't take any of this stuff with you and you just have to like freaking reach for something, and you happen to pick that thing up, you're going to be pretty well off. Okay. Pretty well off. You got capacity. This one, you got the B&T clamp over here. So you got 2 magazines that are loaded with 30 apiece. So you got 60 rounds right off the bat, plus whatever else you can carry on you. The thing is just super reliable. It's very accurate. Like I said, it's lightweight. It's got the same ergonomics as the APC 223. So your bolt hold open, your release, all that stuff. Mag release is on both sides. Everything's ambi. Another collapsible brace on here, and this thing, you know, it's just nice and compact. You can throw it in a bag, you can throw it in a backpack, and it's just, you could just go, and you can carry a shit ton of ammo with you. It's just a all-around badass gun. If I was doing anything indoors, I prefer this thing versus any type of rifle or shotgun for that matter, just because it's going to be a lot quieter and easier on the ears and on, you know, concussive forces that can cause you to be out of the fight altogether. But that's it, guys. It's that simple. So again, for me, it would come down to pistol, rifle, shotgun. I would not hesitate 1 second to tell you that this is the one that I would trust my life to right here. When all others fail, this thing right here is going to be right there by my side, and it's going to be doing the work. And, you know, the pistol, like I said, it's never failed me once, but I would be hard pressed to say that I would trust having to shoot a pistol, you know, over 25 yards. It's not exactly ideal. Same thing with a shotgun, even though a shotgun is definitely lethal. Well, you know, well outside of that range, you're good with a shotgun up to 100 yards probably, but not with these rounds. But you know, slugs and stuff with buck, maybe 40 to 50 yards. But again, this thing, you know, it'll just do the trick from anywhere, no matter how close or how far. So, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? I usually get the coolest comments during these shit hits the fan videos, because there's so many different opinions out there, so many different situations that people think about, and they're always fun to kind of discuss and talk about. So bring them, guys. Bring the comments. Again, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well in order to be able to win the Vortex Crossfire Red Dot again. So here it is one more time. Somebody's going to be getting this shipped to them, so make sure you don't miss out on this. It's a nice 2 MOA dot, and again, it's 150 bucks, guys, free. So just make sure to do those 4 things that I mentioned earlier on in the video, and I will see you on the next. Take care, everybody. Peace out.